Good morning, everybody. So we are here on the Sunshine Coast. It's been another gorgeous morning here in Mooloolaba. Actually, those that know Mooloolaba quite well, Alexander Headlands, kind of like in the middle on Alex Hill. So I've got Alex that way, got Mooloolaba that way. Great location for families, for people to be in. Like, you know, you might see some people running up and down the hill, walking. There's a massive community-based environment here on the sunny coast. It's a beautiful location. I get down here as much as I can from Cairns, so there's obviously a lot of events happening down here, running events, triathlons. The Sunny Coast 70.3 for Ironman events is here as well. Got Mood Tri, which is in March, I do believe, so Olympic distance and a couple of other little ones thrown in for good measure. And obviously we've got the Sunshine Coast Marathon Festival as well, which happens in early August, so which I am a massive part of, and the lovely lady beside me is also a part of. So it's very focused on good community values here on the sunny coast. So, and we've got lizards joining us. They're not going to hop on the bench, but you never know, one might bite me. Nah, he's only tiny, that's okay. So there's definitely a lot, and I can see one over there as well. So yes, so obviously I'd like to introduce the lovely lady beside me, Wibke.
Yeah.
People butcher her name all the time. Wibke, Wibka. It's your name gets butchered all the time. So I'm sure you are used to that by now.
Oh, pretty much.
Yes, that's all right. And we try not to butcher her name. So, so sure, your background is German.
Yep.
And it's a lot of the conversations that I've had over the last few weeks. Obviously, want to get different perspectives, different thoughts from different nationalities, different ages, different sexes, all that kind of stuff to really understand about men's health. And we're not talking about men's health as well, obviously talking about women's health and the support that us as men can give to women. Because, you know, there's a hell of a lot of women who have supported me over the years, and I've loved every single one of you. You've supported me as well, which I do appreciate. Just by being here today, you're supporting what I do. So I do really appreciate that. So when we're looking at German perspective, when we're coming to mental health, I've got no idea, absolutely no idea where to start or what to say or how it's perceived. Can you give me a bit of a rundown of that?
We potentially have to dive in a little bit. So yes, my heritage is German. I came here to Australia the very first time in 2009 on a travel and work visa. Fell in love with the country. Had to go back in 2010, and in 2013 I actually moved here permanently to actually marry an Aussie.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how good it actually went. So pretty much since 2013 I have not been living in Germany, so I can only tell you up until this point when I left.
So?
And what I've experienced so far. So also touching on the background a little bit, I actually work as a radiographer, so I work in the medical field.
Yep.
I see possibly the first things that actually pop up just because I actually work in imaging.
Yeah.
Meaning, yes, I see the mess that's actually happening first place.
Yeah.
In Germany, to be honest, yes, we are, as radiographers, exposed to this world of something is going on, and that means any form of cancer.
Yeah.
Medical imaging plays obviously a very crucial role in imaging and in the diagnosis of anything that goes downhill.
Yeah.
And we're usually at the forefront of that. We see patients, unfortunately, at their worst days and hopefully at their best days, when they actually come in and there is nothing to be detected anymore. But unfortunately, most of the times we see them at their worst days.
Yeah.
And they actually get the diagnosis.
Yeah, and that's because we've got a very close mutual friend who has lost her husband to cancer, and that has really obviously a massive impact on her life and the future for herself and for her daughter. I did have the pleasure of having a conversation with her yesterday about that, and it's a tough. And when we're looking at the opposite side of things, and for me, I knew what you did, but going into kind of a bit more detail about what you do and what you experience firsthand, a lot of people wouldn't realise that.
Yeah.
And then, and when you see something like that, and okay, let's make it a one thing, like, you know, if something's detected that potentially could be cancer,
Yeah.
what's running through your mind at that time?
The unbeeped version?
Yeah, go for
Shit.
it. Yeah.
You look at the pictures, you see what comes up on your screen and think, fuck.
Yeah.
You know exactly what it means in the long run, in the short run, potential effects that it can actually have on the families, immediate families, and you try to keep this professional life, this professional work life, professional.
Yeah.
So a lot of radiographers of us, we struggle sometimes with the burden that we actually see every day.
Yeah.
It also, and I have to point this out, it depends where you work, obviously.
Yep.
So usually I joke around with other colleagues, we see this 2%. These 2% are people that come in because they have a headache. In 2% of cases, they actually have something in their head that they don't want.
Yeah.
People come in because they have an upset tummy and there's something floating in the abdomen that is not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Medical imaging for most people, in particular most women, it's the dreaded mammograms that we do as well. So they feel something maybe in the shower, or they actually have the genetic predisposition.
Yeah.
We see the images and think,
Yeah.
it impacts us to a degree. However, because we are professionals as well, we have to unfortunately keep our professional life tucked away. And I think this is the danger in our field particularly, because it is the long game that this thing is playing on your mind. If you try to bottle it up, you get insane after a while.
Yeah. And what's the support for you guys at work? Do you have any support, any external support that you can reach out to?
We do have external support, lucky.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that my company, if I may do a little bit of advertising here, Sunshine Coast Radiology does, that actually supports us in any way. So if we do have any episodes that we experience of down or anything because of the diagnosis that we unfortunately have to, not us personally, but that we see in patients, we can reach out, and I really do appreciate that. And that was the case, well, that was not the case in Germany when I started to work in my field.
Yeah, so that would be basically just like an employment assistance program that you have. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And my work has that as well. You find that a lot of institutions, work environments have that support.
Yeah.
Obviously, not all of them. You know, when you're talking about just like, you know, a small family business operated, you know, obviously that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But that assistance was in Germany as well?
No.
No, okay.
It's potentially coming now because the effect on mental health on every of our colleagues has been proven now. If we keep going what we're doing, we potentially end up in a burnout, in a mental burnout, not because of our job, but because of the burden of our job. I wish to hope that it's actually now implemented in most places in Germany.
Yeah.
From what I do know, when I left Germany, it was only implemented more in the bigger clinics.
Yeah.
So more in the public field rather than the private field. So I'm very fortunate that I actually do work for a very large company with a large presence in Australia.
Yeah.
And we do have the support programs, and no matter where you go, it doesn't matter if it's here in Queensland on the Sunshine Coast, or if I go up to Cairns, or if I go down to, I don't know, to Tassie, there is support there for us, thank goodness. And the other thing, unfortunately, is that people do not know how to actually take the support on board. That's the second thing.
Yeah, I know, and with that employment assistance program, like, no, we've got that information passed all over work. You know, people talk about it all the time, which is really good. There's that open communication. But then when we're talking just in general about mental health, whether that be for a male or female, outside of work, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to start. Now, for you and myself, like it seems like a no-brainer. You know, you go to your doctor.
Yeah.
That's probably the first thing. You know, you go to your doctor, get like a mental health plan, or just talk to somebody about what your concerns may be, and then go from there. When I first see my my psychologist, I've seen her on and off for 8 years, give or take, and it came through my old coach. Now she's, when I was very heavily involved in triathlon, so, and I'm not now, but at the time, you know, triathlon as an athlete, triathlon is very an individual sport.
Yeah.
But you're still training with people, you're racing with other people. You could be racing with 100 people, you could be racing with a couple of thousand people, but it's still just you. It's your own ability to get from start to finish. Really fucks up with your mind, really does. It really plays heavy on your mind. Now, looking at, see, she's a sports psychologist, that's what she's trained in. So sports psychology is her bread and butter, but then it's obviously not all about sports. It's about underlying issues, which is affecting your ability to become a better athlete, for example. So it's those things have to play heavily on your mind when you're looking at external support for yourself, whether that be for you or for your family. And I know with our employment assistance program, obviously it is available for immediate family. I'm not sure if that's the same as yours. It should
Same
be.
for us.
Yeah, that's it. So you've been in Australia for permanently for what?
12 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I know obviously with mental health, you know, I've had episodes over the years, experiences way back before mental health was something that people spoke about. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure if it was the same in Germany. You know, when I've spoken to other people from different nationalities, it's pretty much the same across the board, and I'd like to hear your opinion before I say any more about that. So I wanted to see if it's very similar. So with the perspective of, from a German with mental health, is it a taboo subject?
Yes.
Okay.
It still is.
It still is, yep.
It still is.
Yeah.
How do I say that in a very nice way? If you see somebody for mental health, doesn't matter for which background, I think, particularly in my medical field, you are seen as a weak person, unfortunately, which is bullshit. Seriously, we work in a very mental workplace. We have to be mentally strong in order to get through what we see every day. And then it is still the stipulation, if you do show mental weakness, you're just a softie. And I never understood why. So I'm a very emotional person. Yes, I can bottle things up, but only to a certain degree. And then I either scream at a tree, drown my fears in coffee and sarcasm. And unfortunately, this is how the medical field works. We have a very dark sense of humor, and this is, in my opinion, this is just a coping mechanism for what we see.
That's it.
The help is there, yes, and I'd love to hope that it's the same in Germany right now. That's been recognized that it's taking a mental toll on every worker in that field. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, it doesn't matter if you're a nurse, or in my case, a radiographer. We are the front line of everything there. We see the patients that have been affected, and I would really like to hope that there are programs now out there. Unfortunately, when I left Germany, there was nothing, and you had to really dig deep to actually find something. And even when you said, I need mental support, your superiors looked at you like, why do you need mental support? Why can't you cope with that? Just go home, just have a good cry and come back the next morning. Now I think we actually see a little bit of a change. We see a little bit of way more mental health awareness coming from all aspects in your life. I'm pretty sure you've seen I am a very heavy supporter of a group called the Silver Fox Initiative, who in our running community is a very big group here on the Sunshine Coast, and I think they now actually also have a branch in Ipswich, where we just promote mental health by just walking. So, and usually what they found in all those research that they've done on mental health, talking to a person is the first step in actually trying to find help.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the general consensus when I've been talking to a lot of people over the last few weeks about that. You know, you and this is going back to the environment that we're in, where we are at the moment. You know, if you ever get a chance to visit the Sunshine Coast, 100% do it. You know, we're down here every year. You know, I've got family here, but we're here for running events, just to get away, visit family and stuff like that. So it's a perfect spot to be in. And you know, when you come to this part of it's not too bad at the moment, but when you come to this part of the world, depending on what time it is, there are an abundance of people walking up and down this hill. Cyclists riding up and down this hill. Now it's not just young people. We're talking about, you know, seeing a lot of elderly people walking up and down this hill. So it's very fitness focused. It's very community based focused as well. And then when we're talking about, obviously, with the Sunshine Coast Marathon Festival, for example, you know, you're getting people from all aspects. You're getting people forming running clubs as a part of these events to get people to be motivated or to just go for a run. And you know, how many times have we seen run clubs pop up? It's the thing to be at, you know, to meet people, to meet a potential partner if that's the case, you know. But it's also being a part of a community, to talk to somebody. I was talking to a friend of mine just before, her trying to get her father, who she lost, to be a part of this community. Now he's in a stroller. He has a stroller to help assist him walking. And his mindset was the fact that he felt embarrassed that he was amongst these people walking, but it was an inconvenience because he was inhibited by this aid for helping him to walk. And we basically both said, well, he's not there to set a personal best. He's not. It's not a race.
No.
It's an opportunity to talk to some like-minded people.
Yes. It takes a lot of courage to actually get out, meet new people. When you actually said the first address that you should go to might be a doctor, but people are trying to actually get into their doctors in regards to mental health, and they just can't. And these, whatever you want to call them, run groups, walk groups, social groups, whatever, Sunday morning coffee club, don't care. They are your first address to actually look after your mental health. And no matter what it is, no matter what your sorrows are, there are usually people out there that are happy to lend you an ear and to give you their time and just to be there and to support you. And it's actually quite funny, when I started to join the Silver Fox Initiative and all the other run clubs that I met now during the years, you get a big network of people together, and throughout this network you are actually able to find the help that you need, because somebody knows somebody that knows somebody else that, hey, you know what, I actually do know a person that can actually help you with this problem. So I might just talk to this person because I know he's a doctor or she's a doctor, she can actually help you. They can actually set you up. So it's the first step, and as you do know, the first step is usually the hardest.
It is,
to get out of this comfort zone that is what you think gives you the comfort to go through with this and to cope with issues that are on your mind.
I reached out, like our mutual friends, she's having she was having concerns, just trying to get some support, and not sure who to contact regarding her daughter. So, but then it was like, okay, well, I know of somebody who's had experience with children's psychology, so it was reaching out to my friend to then say, hey, is there any assistance you could provide or point her in the right direction, which could assist her. And it's having that social connection with friends that you may not see for 6 months to a year. You might only see them once a year. You and I catch up probably
maybe twice a year.
Twice, maybe 3 times a year, depending on the event.
Exactly.
But then we can still reach out and get support from different walks of life through our mutual contacts. And that's having that good support base behind you, that good network behind you. Not a lot of people don't have that comfort. They don't have that stability within their life. People go through a lot of shit in their life, and they find it difficult. They really find it hard. Some people just don't know where to start. And I get a lot of people calling where I work for external support. Sometimes they just want to have a chat. And sometimes that can help them. It's like when my appearance, how I look and how I communicate with the outside world. Obviously people can pick me out a mile away, but there's then them looking at me going, what's with the pink? What's with that? I know when people talk about me, especially in groups of people, it is quite obvious. People have no, people think they're being sneaky, but they're not being sneaky. It's quite obvious. But I don't care. I really don't care how people think about me or look at me or perceive me. Don't give a shit. It's me being, it's just what I do when it comes to mental health support, not just for men, but it's for women as well. Like with Movember, obviously, this will be 17 years I've been with Movember, and having the most sisters that have supported me over the years, just for having a pink hair and pink moustache, pink phone case, pink strap. I've got
pink shoes.
Yay! So and I've got a pink suit for fuck's sake. So it's it's something that's, obviously people don't have to go all out, but it's making an impact. And sometimes making an impact, making a statement can change someone's perspective in life.
You are a talking point, so and obviously you will be approached because of the statement color that you do. Let you a little bit in on my past and my family. So I actually lost my dad in 2011 to prostate cancer.
I'm sorry about that.
It was pretty much a shock from the start when we got the diagnosis, to me trying to find actually in Germany a support network, and we couldn't. Another colleague of mine, his dad got diagnosed with prostate cancer as well, and we were kind of in the same boat. We tried to find something and there was nothing. To reach out to somebody was only able through doctors, and unfortunately I had an episode where I was in an absolute state of overload and a breakdown, and I was literally sitting at my job and I couldn't stop crying. And this is then when my doctor, one of my radiologists, actually said, okay, I'm going to take the emergency break now. He picked up his phone and called one of his friends, which was a psychologist, and I got seen straight away. My mum was not that lucky, so she actually had to wait for about a year up until she could see somebody. And that was maybe for 1 or 2 sessions, and then that was it. And all they did was put her on medication. Again, that was back in 2011, so we're talking about a long time ago. So again, I really hope things have changed. But even when my friend and I tried to reach out to somebody, there was nothing. There was a big emptiness there. So, and that is so sad for a state of Germany to have next to no support for people. There was a lot of support for cancer patients.
Yeah.
A lot of support, and I still remember when my dad actually saw all those leaflets and where he could actually find help, and where they could potentially address erectile dysfunction because of his prostate cancer. And he literally said, why am I supposed to look at these things?
Yeah.
I just want to have a good support, and there was nothing there, not for the family.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely devastating. So if I would have not gone to Australia in 2013, I'm pretty sure my back then colleague and I, we literally had a meeting that we wanted to start actually a supporting network,
Yep.
particular for cancer patients and their families, to maybe have a get together once a month or so. Again, we were in the drawing stages, and then I actually left, unfortunately, for Australia. So at the moment, I would not be able to tell you what the goal is in Germany. I actually found a lot of support here in Australia, still going through the grieving process.
Yeah.
Years after. I'm a very big supporter for men's health in regards to prostate health, and what you can do to get some blood results in, because prostate cancer can be detected, I want to say, quite easily.
Yeah.
There are obviously a lot of factors that actually play in there, but for you guys, it's pretty much a blood test that can be done.
Well, that's it. Well, that's the stigma behind prostate cancer or prostate checking, because
Yeah.
most people think it's a finger up the bum.
No.
And there's that. It's like, oh, I don't want that to happen. It's
We
not
can do a
like
boob squish.
it's not like that now. It's literally a blood test
Yeah.
that can determine that. So it's that stigma and that thought process behind it needs to stop,
Yes.
because it's not like how it used to be.
No.
And it can be prevented. It can be treatable if detected early, and that's the thing. All these conversations have always had a theme behind it. Like the answers that people have given me, there's always a general theme, like men don't talk about their emotions. They leave things to the last minute. And it seems to be the last few conversations have centered around, guys are just putting their head in the sands, hoping that it's going to go away. Basically ignoring it. Now, obviously, if it's life-threatening, it's not going to go away. It's actually going to
No.
it's going to have the opposite impact. But if you can detect it early enough,
Yeah.
get yourself checked out, then you'll find these. And when you turn 50, you get a nice little birthday present from the government to check your bowels.
Yeah.
Be a bowel screening test. So I've done that, and all you're doing is just going to the toilet, taking the sample, and getting it sent off. It's not an inconvenience. It's
No.
actually going to help you, and it's only every 2 years. Literally, depending how long you're on the toilet for, take you 5 minutes. That's it, and that's it. And then you send it off. It's not being intrusive or anything like that. It's helping you save your life, and you don't pay for it. It's part of the government. They'll send you out that information. All you do is do what you need to do, fill out the information, and send it off.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get a response back. Positive or negative, if it's detected early enough,
Something can be done.
It can be treatable. Now, obviously, leave it too late, then things are gonna take a turn for the worse, unfortunately. When Movember started, initially from the get-go, it was prostate awareness, testicular cancer. It was a focus on men's health when it comes to obviously checking their prostate and stuff like that, bowel cancer and stuff like that. Obviously, it's things have changed over the years. While the focus is still on prostate, testicular cancer, you're looking at obviously mental health, suicide awareness, suicide prevention. Also looking at other aspects within the community, getting out there, kind of being involved within your community. We're involved in the running community, obviously different locations, but still a mutual respect for that community and what that community represents.
Yeah.
So it's getting out there, and you know what? For us saying this, it sounds like it's pretty straightforward.
No.
But it's not. No,
No.
some people find it very difficult just to get out of bed in the morning.
Yes.
And to make an effort just to get up
Yeah.
and go outside can be a monumental effort for that person. And that's difficult for those people. But sometimes it's those people who are not in that, who are not experiencing that, don't understand that.
No. It is, look at it from a friend's perspective. You fall in a hole, but a friend says, oh, just give me a call if you want to talk. Guess how many people have done that? Nah, nobody. When I was grieving for my dad, so many people, so many friends that actually reach out, oh, just call me, give me a call if you want to talk. Well, guess what? I didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually bury my head in the sand. I wanted to actually curl up in a ball and just never ever leave my bedroom again. I had a depression. And unfortunately, there was nothing much that could be done. And I do remember that my mum that just lost her husband, she had to drag me out of bed.
Yeah.
And she literally just in mum style, that she didn't even just drag me by the ears. That was pretty much all that was missing. She made me go out.
Yeah.
And I find it so hard at the moment because she is now in a little bit of a hole as well. She's all by herself. I don't have any siblings. She is managing her life by herself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so hard to be here at the other side of the world and to actually tell her, Mum, remember what you did back then with me, that she actually dragged me out of bed and she made me see my friends so that they can actually see what's going on with me. Because then they understood it's not about her, as in me, picking up the phone and give them a call. You have to be out there for your friends to see you.
Yeah, and
to actually get this conversation going.
Yeah, that's it. And it's all good and well that you say to somebody who's going through a bad patch in their life, oh, just give me a call. The onus has to be on that person. Like, if, like, the person saying that, like, they have to not rely on them to make that call, because they may not be able to do that.
Yep.
As a friend, you should be calling them.
Yes.
And saying, hey, how you going? Do you want to chat? As opposed to someone who's having a massive issue in their life, making the initiative to call somebody to
Yep.
reach out. Some people just can't do that. They really can't. No, it's the first step in trying to get some support, obviously, is trying to reach out to finding that support. But then the onus has to come back on the person on the opposite side to make some contact with that person, find out if they're okay.
Yeah.
Whether that's family, whether that's friends, whatever the case is, you know, we need to be having that support for those people as well, because that person may not be able to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
They may not be able to get out of bed. They might not be able to shower themselves. Physical appearance, you know, you can kind of really judge somebody by how they're looking as well. You know, if you think you're looking a bit dishevelled, it's like, you know, I'm looking dishevelled at the moment just for the wind's blowing in my hair.
That's the wind. That's the wind.
It's the wind.
Yes.
So, but, you know, we all go through periods in our lives, but it's having that support there for your friends,
Yeah.
work colleagues, just reaching out and saying, hey, how's things going? Is everything okay? You know, it's hard for people.
We live in an age where you can literally just pick up your phone even from your bed and actually text that person. Feeling okay?
That's it.
Send a meme through. Everybody loves cat memes and coffee memes, and so send it through.
Yeah,
It takes you, what, 5 seconds to do that?
that's
And
it.
that could actually make or break somebody's day, to be honest.
That's it. And that's the difference between us is we've got a caffeine addiction person right here. You got someone who doesn't drink coffee or hasn't ever drunk coffee. So yeah, I
You
know.
weirdo,
I know.
you.
She thinks I'm weird. She thinks I'm weird. So I don't. Yes, I function quite well without having coffee. So it's yeah, but you know, everyone has their vices, so that's okay.
That's fine. So hey, I love my coffee. I'm very happy that I'm not addicted to anything else. So yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's it. You know, that's exactly right. But it's, if there was anything that we're going to get out of the conversation today, so if anybody listening, watching, could get one thing to take out of this conversation, what would it be?
Oh, don't be afraid. Do the first step. Be the brave person. Yes, I know it takes courage to actually do the first step, but you will not regret it. So, first step looks different for everybody. First step means you literally take the first step out of the house, out of your bed. First step means you open yourself up to meeting new people, join a social club, a run club, join park run, whatever.
Yeah.
Do the test, do that blood test, see your doctor once a year. Get your boobs checked for us women. We do have the tools at our hands. We just need to make it normal for us to use them and also ask for help. And again, that's the first step that you have to do.
Well said. Thank you. I do appreciate your time today. I know you've come from your park run. How did that go?
I just was visiting another park run today. Yeah, no, it was fine,
Right.
I hope. So I'm still waiting for the results email to come through. Obviously, it was a new best on a Saturday morning. Uncoffeinated, I might want to say. So I didn't have a coffee as of yet. So yeah.
She's probably about to have a coffee.
Yes.
There's a coffee van just behind us, so
Ah.
she'll go grab a coffee. But again, thank you. I really appreciate the time to just take out of your day just to have a chat. The conversations I've been having have been pretty heavy, but they've been educational as well. So hopefully people get something out of this.
Fantastic.
Right.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks,
Really
mate.
appreciate it.
Oh, I just stopped the camera. All right, thanks, mate. See ya.
No worries.
Bye.